everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Hong Kong Youth International Admissions Talk. Let me share my screen first. All right, this admissions talk is for all prospective students planning to apply to Hong Kong U with international qualifications. Welcome in if you're students, parents of students, teachers. And my name is Giselle Huang, and I'm with the Hong Kong U Admissions Office. I will be the host for today's admissions talk with my colleague Teresa Dong. Teresa, please.
Hi everyone, I'm Teresa. Giselle and I will co-host the whole session and introduce some highlights and our new changes, exciting news to you.
Yes, we will have a Q&A session at the end of the talk. Today, we're also happy to have 5 Hong Kong U student ambassadors joining us. They come from very diverse backgrounds and they're pursuing different directions. They will share their Hong Kong U experience with you later on. Hi, students, please introduce yourselves to the audience.
Hi everyone, my name is Ariel. I'm currently doing Science Masterclass Year 2.
Hi, my name is Kaisa. I'm from Norway and England, and I'm studying Bachelor of Arts, majoring in English Studies and Global Creative Industries.
Hi everyone, my name is Jasmine. So I just finished up my Hong Kong U Master's Concurrent Program. And I did, as an undergrad, Politics and Public Administration. And at the master's level, I was doing a specialization in conflict, peace, and security.
Hi everyone, my name is Jose. I'm from Indonesia, and I'm studying Applied AI here in Hong Kong U, and I'm currently a final year student.
Hi everyone, my name is Kina. I'm from Vietnam. I'm from the HKU Science Portfolio degree. I study politics, economics, and have 2 minors in computer science and information system. I'm currently a staff builder and also a software engineer.
Thank you, all lovely students. So without further ado, let's get started with our talk today. I actually noticed our audience here today are from all corners of the world. And if you're not so familiar with Hong Kong, Hong Kong is an international metropolis, a vibrant modern city. Well, it might sound a bit cliche, but yes, this is where Chinese, Cantonese traditions blend with Western influence. We have perfect respect and inclusivity for people from all backgrounds. And not to forget that although we are a small city, we have a strong global presence in the economy. Now, if you're thinking about studying in Hong Kong, what are some aspects to consider? First of all, if we are being very frank here, if you're thinking of studying in Asia without knowing the local language or getting into the cultural circle, Hong Kong is definitely a better choice amongst all. Most of the locals are bilingual, and English is one of its official languages, not to mention that it has a strong British influence from its colonial past. So not being able to speak the local language shouldn't be one of your concerns. Of course, if you're interested to learn, Hong Kong U does provide language courses for international students. That's to give you some sense of basic Cantonese and Canton culture. Also, safety should be an important concern, especially in today's very chaotic world. Well, Hong Kong is very safe for the past decades or even 2 decades. In fact, we have one of the lowest crime rates in the world, and we're making peace here. And for students, most of the Hong Kong U student residential halls are carefully located in peaceful districts, so you don't have to worry too much about walking at night. One step forward, as a Hong Kong U graduate, your career pathway is likely to be clear, and certain. Hong Kong has a lot to offer. If we put it in numbers, you see it on the slide, over 1,500 multinational corporations have their regional headquarters set up in Hong Kong. And we're talking about big names like Bloomberg, Goldman Sachs, FedEx, etc. We are also highly ranked in attracting foreign direct investment even during the pandemic time. We are a free market, the #1 free economy, so it is easy to start business and do business here. We also have many Hong Kong students starting up their business right after their graduation with fundings from us, Hong Kong U, or from the government. In fact, 2 of our students here today are building their own startups, and you will hear more about their stories later on. Well, all of those I mentioned, guess who will benefit? It's you. And some of the perks about working in Hong Kong, well, we provide much higher average salary than most of the Asia destinations for fresh graduates. What's better, the income tax is really low, ranging from an average of 6% to a maximum of 17%. That means the cap is 17% income tax no matter how much you earn. And there is also no capital gain tax. You get what you earn from the market. Hong Kong has a fairly friendly immigration policy. We welcome talents to come study and work and become a permanent Hong Kong resident. Let's do a simple math. If you graduate from Hong Kong U in 4 years, you will be granted 2 years of unconditional stay by the government. And if you stay and work in Hong Kong for 1 more year from that onwards, which adds up to 7 years, you can then apply for a permanent residency. A Hong Kong passport holder can travel to 172 countries visa-free, so it's very convenient for you to travel or to work globally. Moving on now, let's talk a bit about the University of Hong Kong. We are very conveniently located on the west side of Hong Kong Island, just 10 minutes away from Central. We have a built-in metro station to facilitate students and professors. And a bit of history, Hong Kong U was established in 1911. And being the first university in Hong Kong, a lot of inspiring histories and stories have happened here. And this very eye-catching landmark I'm showing here right on the screen is the Hong Kong U main building, which has been existing for over 120 years, and it's a declared monument. Now it's still in use for students' classes and office, and actually I'm sitting right in the main building for this talk. All right, go on some quick facts. In the latest QS World University Rankings, we are happily amounting to number 17 in the world, which is also a history high. We are very grateful that our quality of education has been consistently recognized, and of course, we'll keep it up in our global research and academia. And yes, we are first in Hong Kong and second in Asia. Well, of course, they are numbers and figures for your reference, but also means that we are a top-tier university in the world. So studying at Hong Kong U means that you're studying at an internationally recognized institution. It will come in useful when you consider pursuing for a postgraduate qualification, or when you're hunting for a job, you will have a competitive advantage because you're holding a globally reputable degree with great alumni connections. Hong Kong U is a comprehensive research university. That means we offer a variety of certified degree programs. For this new admission cycle, we have a total of 55 programs offered by 10 faculties and 2 new schools, which I will talk a bit more about later on. Among the 55 degrees, there are 100 major or minors for you to choose as your study options. So basically, you will have the chance to explore and benefit from this very large pool of possibilities. I will also want to highlight one feature of Hong Kong U's program, that is flexibility in curriculum. So for example, if you are admitted as a student in the social sciences faculty and you discover your interest in data analytics or in comparative literature, you will also have the freedom to take courses outside your own faculty and even declare a second major or minor from that. If you need help with your study path, we also provide one-on-one advising sessions. Of course, a Hong Kong U student as an independent learner will also be responsible for their own study planning. There are also students, always students asking what is our best or what is our most popular program. Well, I can only say that Hong Kong U is indeed very academically strong because we have 13 programs that are in the world's top 25. A lot of research is being done here, and it can start from the undergraduate level, which is not very common among universities. Our researchers are top-notch, equipped with good labs and facilities. But I also want to make my point clear here. When you're applying, don't just look at the rankings, but instead choose a program you have passion for. And honestly, the programs that are not listed here, they are also good programs with adequate resources. Just now, I've mentioned that there are 2 new schools starting from this admission cycle. We've come to this decision because we are keeping in pace with the development and changes in society when we try to design the programs and curriculum. And we have been promoting interactive STEAM education and AI applications. Therefore, here comes the establishment of the 2 new schools, the School of Computing and Data Science, which specifically combines to offer programs in computing, data science, statistical sciences, and artificial intelligence, and also the School of Innovation. My colleague Teresa and our student ambassador Jose from Apply AI will explain more later on. Now, Hong Kong U is always very proud of its international diversity. Today in campus, we have students coming from nearly 90 countries and regions, from Brazil to mainland China, from Azerbaijan to Kenya. We have been the world's most international universities for consecutive years, and most of our courses are taught in English, except for some language courses, and nearly 70% of our teaching staff are non-local. So if you are a Hong Kong U student, you will be fully respected and feel welcomed regardless of your background. You will, of course, have the chance to make connections with your peers from all over the world. Actually, I would like to now invite Kaisa and Jasmine to share a bit more about their life in Hong Kong as a multicultural student. Kaisa, please.
Hi, everybody. So I'm Kaisa. One of the reasons that I actually picked Hong Kong was because of its location. It makes it a really great place to travel around Asia, especially Southeast Asia. I grew up in Shenzhen, so it's close to home, and I can also go to a lot of different places from here. And also, it's a really amazing and diverse city. For me, when I was picking university, having an international community was really important. And Hong Kong is basically an international hub. You'll have no problem making friends from a variety of backgrounds and walks of life. Even people who are local to Hong Kong have a variety of different backgrounds. It's a very international place, and that's really cool. Another thing is that I've found that Hong Kong actually has a lot of opportunities for all kinds of different interests, no matter what your lifestyle is. So if you're into cafe scenes, if you're into nightlife, if you're a foodie, there's so many opportunities to pursue those interests in Hong Kong because there's a bit of something for everybody. In the beginning, I was a bit intimidated by how intense Hong Kong can be as a really metropolitan city. But actually, after acclimating it after a while, I really love it here. So I think if you are someone who is maybe a bit worried about that kind of intense city life, I can guarantee you that after time, you can learn to love the courts of Hong Kong, and it's a really unique place. Yeah.
Thank you, Kaisa. Now, Jasmine, how about you?
Yes, if you could go to the next slide, please, Giselle. Yeah. So I grew up in Bangkok for around 10 years before moving to Hong Kong, and also spent 10 years in Hong Kong as well. So I'm a big nature person, a big hiking person, as you can tell from my photos. So if you're someone who loves nature but does not want to commute for 3 hours to see it, Hong Kong is definitely the place for you. Transportation is widely accessible and affordable. And there are so many places you can visit within an hour, within half an hour, even, half an hour even, to see all these wonderful sites. So anything from like the sunset, near Chiang Mai Bridge, you have Lion Rock, you have the Peak, you have Tuen Mun, and you also have Dragon's Back, which I believe is the most iconic hiking spot in Hong Kong. So if that's what you're looking for, and I can definitely attest that there's plenty of places to explore if you're a nature person, and I'm personally more of a nature person. Yes, that's all.
All right, thank you, Jasmine. Thank you, Kaisa, again for your sharing. You're definitely living the best moments in Hong Kong, I believe. And now I would like to introduce some exciting programs Hong Kong U offer. The dual degree programs. We have 8 dual degree and collaborative programs with our partner universities. All our partners are world-class universities across the world, namely Cambridge, Berkeley, UC Berkeley, UCL, UBC, SODA, PKU, and Sciences Po. And if you're admitted into the dual degree programs, you'll spend a rough 2 years in Hong Kong U and another 2 to 3 years in the partner university. And after 4 to 5 years of your study periods, you will graduate with 2 or even more degrees. And the programs include various disciplines, including arts, business, engineering, law, science, and social sciences. I'm actually gonna invite Ki Nam, who is from Hong Kong U Sciences Po dual degree program, to share a bit about his program. Ki Nam, please.
Thank you. So, hi guys, this is Pina from the HKU Science for Sciences Po degree. So, firstly, what you will get in a new degree is a lot more diverse, right? So, I can see true network, true degree, and true everything, and so on. And it really boils down to the advantages that you get in the program. All right. So, at different schools, there are different like advantages and things that they're good at. So, at Sciences Po, right, they are the top university in Europe in terms of politics. A lot of presidents and head of states went to Sciences Po. So at Scienceville in France, the 2 years that I spent there really opened me up to a lot of like opportunities in terms of research and policy consultation. So you can see that I did a lot of quantitative research. I also published research along with professors. Scienceville is really well known across the world, so it's very easy for me to reach out to different experts in the field to collaborate with them. There's also a diversity in terms of students. Right? Students came from Asia, from America, from Europe, and all of them are extremely passionate about politics. So that's the hallmark of my experience at Scienceville. But across the different dual degree programs, they have different strengths as well in terms of business and engineering as well. And if you go to the next slide, will be my experience at HKU. So at Scienceville, I actually got a lot of politics experience. And at HKU, I had a change of mind, and I want to explore something else more exciting, and that's technology, right? So at HKU was a completely different experience. I got interested in technology. And actually, besides my main majors in economics and politics, I got to declare two minors, one in computer science and one in information system. And even though I'm not, like a main student in the engineering faculty, I actually reached out to, a lot of professors. In the left, you can see like me with Professor Dr. Kit. He's the director of the Indian Wing, and he actually funded some of my technology projects. Right. And I also got grants from the government to set up my first stop when I was in Hong Kong. Only spent 2 years there, but it was a bunch of resource for me to access to. As part of my program, I also got to intern at AS Watson. It's like a very big company in beauty. And I got to work on some of the AI chatbots to help with education, educating our customers and employees about, different ways to be more sustainable in our practices. Right now, I'm a software developer building my own projects. And yeah, there's those diverse experience really enable me to have, like skill set also in policy making, working with different stakeholders, but also the technical ability to execute on my stops right now.
All right. Thank you very much, Keenan, for your insightful sharing. In fact, Hong Kong students don't have to worry about international exposure, even if they're not in the dual degree program. You have plenty of opportunities for overseas exchange or study abroad, provided by the university or the faculty. This year, the number of our exchange partners have reached a record high of over 420 across nearly 50 countries and regions. Hong Kong students can now make the best use of our strong, extensive global network to broaden their horizon. Jose, I heard that you had a fantastic exchange experience. Would you like to share more about it?
Indeed. So when I did my exchange, I never left Asia before, and initially it's quite sad, but after I got accepted to a university in Finland called Aalto, I fly there in the middle of winter, so it was 28th of December. It was near New Year. Initially it was quite depressing, there's winter blues and snows everywhere. It's like, my first time seeing snow in my life. But even though it's initially quite overwhelming, I managed to travel 10 countries in total. Let me recall, on the left, that's my first time seeing Aurora. It was in the end of March, back in Lake Inari, Lapland, Finland. So that's one of the Aurora picture that I saw. Actually, across my 5 months period of exchange, I also visited Iceland in the end of April, and I also got to see Aurora there, and it was quite fun, I would say, to see Aurora in two different places across like 2 months. And the second picture, I'm feeding the birds. If you ever went to Paris, that's near Musée de Louvre. So it's the biggest museum in the world. And I was just chilling with my baguette, and I saw some birds. So I threw some breads to them, and and yeah, that's a bit of my Paris adventure. And I'm backpacking Europe for I think 2 months, traveling only with my coats and with my backpack. I also went to Austria, Iceland, Swiss, Norway. It's a place called Lofoten. But in the end of the day, it was very fruitful. I met a lot of beautiful friends along the way, although I travel alone most of the time. And also my academic experience there was quite fun as well. Yeah, that's it for me.
Great, thank you, Jose. So thanks Hong Kong U for the opportunity. So in Hong Kong U, when students finish their studies and now starting for job hunting, they're not just limited to the opportunities in Hong Kong. Our graduates, they are actually sought after globally, which is proved by the ranking here. With the career workshops and the training we provided at Hong Kong U, and with their own efforts and polished skills, they are able to secure a satisfying offer with good salary. And like I mentioned earlier, some might choose to start their businesses and be a proud entrepreneur. Kaisa, how is your career path like?
So I've actually been working both before and throughout my university career. I have always known that I'd be interested in things related to marketing even before I came to HKU. And I was really glad that when I came to Hong Kong, I not only got to pursue work in marketing, but also got to branch off into some other careers that I wasn't really considering before, such as a consulting job and also doing creative work through the media and publications team in my dorm, such as graphic design and photography gigs. Currently, I'm working for a startup founded by HKU students called Protea Drinks. We are producing a protein tea drink that has 20 grams of protein. And this job has allowed me to apply a lot of my learnings from like both English studies and global creative industries, as it's a marketing job. A common misconception about Hong Kong is that if you are an international student and you don't speak Cantonese, there aren't a lot of opportunities. I can say that that's not true. As someone who doesn't speak Cantonese, I managed to get jobs in industries that were really interesting for me. And I can confidently say that a lot of my other international friends have gotten jobs in the careers that they are interested in pursuing as well. So that's not something that you need to worry about. And also, HKU provides a lot of help for people to find internships and career opportunities, both within HKU and outside of HKU. They have resources for helping you find jobs. So yeah, that has been my experience working in Hong Kong so far.
Thank you, Kaisa. All right, now on to a more exciting part, live at Hong Kong U. At Hong Kong U, we have 7 regular libraries and a learning commons open for discussion and presentations. We also have great sports facilities like gyms, swimming pools, football courts, etc., and all easily accessible around campus. We also have 50 student halls and 2 residential colleges for students to experience the whole community culture. And Ariel and Kaisa again, I know both of you are from St. John's College. Would you share with us some great moments you have experienced in this traditional student home?
Hi everyone. My name is Ariel, and yes, I live in St. John's College. So I'm currently year 2. So last year I spent my whole year in SJC, and St. John's is a very internationalized community. And nearly more than half of our students are actually international students. So it's really interesting to talk to them about like their different and their very diverse backgrounds as well. And in St. John's and in every single hall as well, there's a lot of like different opportunities and teams you can join, both sports and cultural. And it's really great for me to like explore beyond my comfort zone. As someone that did not do as much sports back in high school, I was actually able to join hockey team as well as mass dance, which was really fun and was also my first time doing team sports. And we also have a lot of different traditions that are unique to each hall, and it was really fun to like learn about them. And I'm also a part of like the student association in St. John's, so I helped a lot with interacting with a very powerful like alumni network. And we also have a lot of different events that are happening throughout the year. For example, Diwali, which is like a festival you see in one of the pictures. I'll actually hand it to Kaisa to talk more about different events and stuff.
Yeah, so I am in my final year. I've lived all 4 of my college years in St. John's College, and it has been one of the highlights of my time in HKU. Like Ariel said, the community is so international. I've made lifelong friends here, and I've gotten to explore a lot of my interests. I also did mass dance, which is an event that HKU hosts where different dorms get to have a dance team perform for the whole university. So even if you're not in St. John's, that's a thing that you can join in other residential colleges as well. It's really fun. I got to take on student leadership roles in our Students Association, leading the media and publications team, which was also really helpful to my career as we got to do commission projects with HKU as well, and others like skill building workshops, which has been really fruitful. There's, like Ariel said, a lot of different sports, and there's just so many opportunities for you to take on leadership, to make meaningful connections, and just try new things that maybe you haven't had the opportunity to try before. So if you are someone looking to make a lot of friends, if you're someone who's maybe introverted and not great at reaching out to people randomly, being in a residential college is really beneficial, and I would highly recommend it.
Very good. Thank you, Ariel and Kaisa. Besides St. John's College, which is a gender inclusive mixed student residence, Hong Kong U also has student hall solely for females or males. Our fresh grad, Kina, coming from one of the male hall, University Hall. Would you want to go ahead and share your life in U Hall?
Yeah, thank you, Giselle. So this is University Hall. I spent 2 years there. So the entire time in Hong Kong, I spent at U Hall. As you can see, this is a castle. It's the only residential hall that is located in a historic building. It's been there for over 100 years. And it's basically one of the landmarks in Hong Kong as well. So obviously it provides you a very unique experience, not only from the outside where a lot of tourists come and visit, but also from the inside. You can kind of see that's our dining hall, and it's basically a previous chapel. We have a lot of community events where different local community, like the popular neighborhood, we work with them in the Mid-Autumn Festival, host different cultural events, and also line dance. But we also host a lot of events with the local art organizations in Hong Kong. In the picture, there was an exhibition that we were hosting in our dining hall. What I would say is special about U Hall is, first of all, it's an all-male hall, and second of all, it's a historic building. But also, it has one of the largest rooms in HKU, and I would say in Hong Kong as well. So you can kind of see that's my picture over there in my room. Very spacious. The door to the room is very big, right? So you can kind of see that it's not like a traditional dorm where you have like you have kind of like a very typical door. The door is like the normal castle, right? So everything is very open. You get into everyone's room quite easily. And it's a very open space with a very like charming historic vibe to it. And the special thing about U-Haul is we're not the best in sport, we're not the best in academics, but we're very chill, right? We're proud of our tradition. So if you're somebody who wants to explore tradition, if you want somebody who wants to explore brotherhood, in our student association, I used to be a part of it. We highly value international students. Our current chairman is an international student from Pakistan. We do everything in a very inclusive way. So we do not place pressure on everyone to participate in sport. If they can do that, that's great. But if not, then there are any other things that they can join as well. And we really push everyone to contribute in their own way without the pressure of like being the best. So if you want somewhere that's kind of like spacious and somewhere that's very flexible to explore different cultures, that's a little bit local. We're not as international as St. John, but we're definitely very proud on our inclusiveness and in terms of how everyone can contribute in their own way.
Great, thank you, Keenan. So very happy to see that our student ambassadors are all living their best moments in Hong Kong U academically or in life. Now I'll pass on to Teresa, or my colleague Teresa from admissions office. She will share more about faculty updates and program highlights. Teresa, please.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me clearly? So I guess the answer is yes. So I will continue. As Giselle previously mentioned, we have some major changes regarding the new structure, new schools, the faculties. Previously, we are a comprehensive university with 10 faculties in total. Now we have given birth to 2 new schools because we actually find out that there are more programs, more choices that would be interdisciplinary in nature. So that's why we put the new school and the program into a newly designed structure. And one of these changes is School of Computing and Data Science. The other one will be School of Innovation. I will explain it. So the first one, Computing and Data Science, you can tell the schools where the program's area from its name. So everything previously fall under the Faculty of Engineering, but mostly concerned about data science, computing, and fintech go to the new schools. So if you are finding something that's this kind of combination of School of Science and also engineering is interesting for you, so you go for the new school and find out more updated news for you. And one more thing to highlight that previously under the more traditional parts like mechanical engineering, civil engineering will have specific subject requirement. Some of them require you to take physics. But for the new schools, the new programs, they don't need you to do so. So please pay attention to the new program you're applying for, whether or not they have special conditions for your overall score and your subject requirement. And next will be our School of Innovation. So this school will mostly center on nurtures or entrepreneurship. So you can tell that it's integrative. So integrate different faculty resources and also the teaching staff like Faculty of Sciences, Technology, Design, and Entrepreneurship. So they will do more like down to earth and more creation side, this kind of programs to do some postgraduate study, to do overseas collaboration with different institutions and like even the UN or your local resources like kindergarten or also the government units, and also to solve prototype to business fintech and also other startup. So next, actually we are very pleased to invite one of our students, Jose, Year 4 students in the new program in Applied AI to introduce something for you. So please continue.
Sure. Hi, everyone. So, as mentioned, my name is Jose. I got accepted to the Bachelor Arts and Sciences in Applied AI program back in 4 years ago. And the school is quite new as well. It has been around for, I think, 6 years only in HKU under BASC faculty. And our major is very interdisciplinary. By the means that you can study a lot of stuff. And our sort of program, we allow a lot of flexibilities in terms of what sort of stuff you get to study. So first of all, we have technology, which mainly you study the main application of AI, like natural language processing, LLMs, image processing, and that sort of like cool AI stuff. And second of all, we have business and finance. For example, you can choose to be a quant in the end of the day, studying like more into time series analysis and how to apply statistics in business. Third of all, we have medicine. If you're interested in medicine application of AI, for example, image detection of detecting cancer, for example. And in fact, I've did some research on that area as well before with a professor on my faculty. Which is quite interesting. Fourth, we have smart city, and this is basically the study of how to apply AI again. It revolves around AI, how to apply AI in urban planning, for example. And there you can take like urban planning classes besides of technology classes of AI. And the fifth one is neurocognitive science. And the content of the concentration is mainly psychology courses, as well as other extension of psychology, for example, neurocognitive classes. And I think that there are a lot of like classes that I don't need to mention here, but that's the option that's open for you if you choose to study applied AI. On the picture on the center, it was me. We are doing some marketing publication for applied AI, and at that time we actually have like 4 students and 2 teachers coming with us in that program, and we get to sort of explain a lot in terms of, what do we do in AI and how does, for example, LLM works. If you guys know ChatGPT, and if you like, studying those stuff, maybe it's a major for you. And across 4 years of my study in Hong Kong U, I would say it's been quite fruitful in terms of career as well. So I think my first internship was in my first year's second semester, and I think it was a program by HKU where students can intern at a few startups. Of course, it's not AI. It's not only AI. There's software engineering. There's a non-technical role as well. For example, HR, accounting, and that sort of stuff. And then I would say it's quite easy to get as long as you have, maybe like a correct ability to study and learn from those startups and the managers. So that could be a very good starting point for you if you're interested in not only AI but in HQ in general. And so far, across 4 years, I've been in 6 different positions and 6 different companies. So currently, I'm having a sort of a part-time internship at GoGoX. If you guys don't know GoGoX, it's basically Uber for fans, uh, and it's one of the unicorn in Hong Kong, and they already established themselves as one of the IPO companies in Hong Kong. And I'm currently continuing my summer internship as a part-time internship while studying in Hong Kong U as well. So yeah, I would say Hong Kong is very good in terms of career. You get to get exposed to a lot of sort of international stuff as well as career stuff. So yeah, you're welcome to join Hong Kong U.
Yeah, thank you, Jose. So apart from that, besides the two new schools, we also have some new programs and the program structure changes. For instance, in the Faculty of Engineering, we have some new program as we mentioned here. So if you're interested in that, please type in the keywords and search for the program in our application, the website, for more information. And then there are some new programs offered by the Faculty of Art. Giselle, can you go to the next page? Yeah. Those programs highlighted in red are those newly collaborated and newly give birth to program. So you can tell that they are absorbing different elements of different resources and teaching faculties. So if you are interested in this kind of trends, so please pay attention to the new changes and apply. Check carefully for all those subject requirements and the keywords and maybe the curriculum make sure for your higher education choices. And then we go to some exciting programs we always speak about. That's the Bachelor of Arts in Humanities and Digital Technology. The abbreviation will be HDT. This year, we are happily to introduce that we have given more resources, more funding and this will be the overlap of the lab. So when there's learning from the new program, they can also doing the projects and showing all the world, the faculties of their achievement. So I think this is an exciting news for them. And apart from that, today we invited Ariel, the year 2 students in Science Masterclass, to introduce something of her life in HKU. So Ariel, please.
Yes, so I'm also a science masterclass student, which is a relatively new program in HKU, which I'm able to obtain a Master of Research within 5 years, along with my Bachelor of Science. And as a HKU student, HKU definitely has a lot of opportunities for students, and I signed up to be both the HKU ambassador, which is partially why I'm talking to you guys right now, and I'm also signed up to be a science student ambassador, and I've had a lot of fun. And I've got to so here you can see in the photos, I've been able to bring some children that are maybe in primary school or even secondary school to come to HKU to tour around. And sometimes we even have some programs to allow some prospective secondary school students to to try some laboratory tasks, and I will help guide them through their tasks. And it's really interesting as someone that also wants to go into education. And here you can see that I've helped do some filming for science faculty, which is one of their competitions to help explain some science concepts. And I've also helped out in Information Day and yeah, such as this event, talking to you guys and talking about my life in HKU. So just a lot of opportunities as long as you're willing to reach out to them. Thank you. Okay, so within HKU, I've also gotten my summer internship. So I basically worked for around 2 months in a neurobiology lab in HKU. So which is called the Summer Research Fellowship, which a lot of science students are encouraged to join in their like year 1 to like year 3. So here you can see me holding my gloves and just doing my lab task. And I really like my own project. I was given a lot of initiative in taking on my own project even as an undergraduate student, so it's very interesting. And more a bit on my career prospects. I've been looking more into education, as I've just mentioned, and being in HKU actually allowed me to explore a lot more than just science. So I've actually been able to propagate a lot of my designs. So I actually do illustrations as well. And being in HKU, I've gotten a lot more chances in doing design and illustration. So it's kind of like something that I'm also thinking about for my future. And here you can see I've also done some science articles on the news and also done some workshops for children, some sharings. So it's just something that the HKU is providing for me, like some chances that I can understand what I want to do in my future a bit better. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Ariel. Then go to the exciting part of some students or parents interested in NGO. So we have the program HKU plus Geneva, the program. So this not only can give you the certificate of graduating from HKU, the different programs, but also give you the chance to do internship and pave the way for your future careers. So let us invite Jasmine to introduce something of her experiences and feelings.
Hi, everyone. So I've actually, as I mentioned, just graduated from my master's. I'm actually here back in Geneva on campus. So through this program, it's a little different. I'm sure this is something you apply for in your second year. So when you apply as an incoming student, this is not yet an option. But if you're interested in going into international development studies, as Teresa mentioned, working within the public sector and also the private sector, because there's a lot of opportunities for you to work within the private sector as well, especially with CSR, DEI, and all of that. And a lot of internship opportunities. So I did 3 years at the University of Hong Kong to obtain a Bachelor of Social Sciences with a double major in international relations, specifically specializing in politics and public administration, specifically specializing in international relations, alongside an interdisciplinary major of media and cultural studies. And then I came to the Geneva Graduate Institute, IHIDE, to shorten it, to pursue a master's in international and development studies and for me, a specialization in conflict, peace, and security. Just to highlight, so next slide, please, if you don't mind, Giselle. So as Teresa mentioned, there's really a lot of working opportunities and internship opportunities throughout with Hong Kong U and with IHIDE. So I've worked in Hong Kong, Canada, Switzerland, Malaysia, the Philippines, the UK. And here's just some examples. So with Canada, that's through the MyTax internship program. So that is something you can apply for if you're under I believe, the Faculty of Social Sciences. I went to Malaysia as well, which was also a leadership program through the University of Hong Kong. In terms of internships, after I started my master's, I was actually with the Asian Development Bank, an MDC, a multilateral development bank, all the way in the Philippines at their headquarters, working on gender equality and artificial intelligence. Right now, actually not right now, just last month, I finished an internship in London in the UK with a global nonprofit working in the space of education financing and microbanking, also within the niche space of gender equality and social inclusion as well. And this month, I was actually called back to work with the same nonprofit as a gender equality and social inclusion consultant. So there's definitely a lot of opportunities to go around. If you want to learn more about the many internships I've done, you're welcome to search up my name on LinkedIn and you'll be able to find everything there. But definitely, if you're interested in working in the public sector and even within the private sector, there's a lot of students who did my master's who shifted into the private sector as well. And they were able to really do some really cool stuff working with the UN, with UNHCR, UNCTAD, World Trade Organization, DNDI. It goes on and on in terms of these abbreviations. So do definitely check it out.
Thank you, Jasmine, for sharing the fruitful life. So now we go to the boring but important part for your all prospective students and parents. So what is the admission standard for entering into HKU? I would suggest to check this four like the column. One is called the expected lower boundary. You can see that on our website. When you click on the right hand side, the apply, you can go to the program and you search for the location, then your qualification, and then type in the keywords of the program you are going to apply, and then you can see all the details information. So the first one, expected lower boundary, that means if you achieve higher than that grade, you have the possibility of getting enrolled the program. Different programs have different expected lower boundaries, so you can see and whether or not this is to what extent competitive and reachable for you and make your final decision. Second and third part belong to the same, that's the language criteria. So HKU use English as the academic language. So we must to test you to have the survival kind of English ability. Please don't feel stressed. We don't requires an IELTS 8 or something, this kind of proficiency, but the survival, the communication level will be good enough. If you're taking A level, the IGCSE, and also the IB, you don't need to worry about the language. And the second thing is a second language proficiency. Second language means any language other than English. It's better that you have the grades or a certificate or something to prove that you mastered the second language. The final part will be the program requirement. As we mentioned before, some programs will have the subject requirement. They must you to take specific subject or to take and math higher advanced level or higher level, whatever you call it. So when you want to apply for certain choices, make sure that the courses and the curriculum right now you're having can fulfill all the requirements of the programs you're choosing. Next slide, please. And then we show some popular international qualification to give you a clear idea. So first one will be the AP. So AP usually combined with SAT or ACT. And when in our website, you will see this kind of layout. So something like the expected lower boundary, the subject requirements, and then it will show all the language requirement. So type in the keywords and the programs you want to apply and check for the details. Next. And that's something about GCA level, sorry. So you better make sure that you know how to calculate all the subjects. So expected lower boundary excludes some of the core and the subject like language and the critical thinking, whatever it is. So make sure that the courses you are now taking can fulfill the requirement. And second thing is a cliche, the language and the second language. And next. So, and this is IB. So the IB, you can see the expected lower boundary can be ranged from 32 to 41 out of 45. So their different programs have different requirements. Make sure you, all three program choices you have, the curriculum can fulfill all the requirements. And then next. So this is thing to summarize. So the point to know that Hong Kong, you have a holistic review of all the things you're applying. Of course, academic result is an important part, but also we'll take care and look at the overall profile, the non-academic part. Academic part will something about your high school transcript, your predicted grades, and also your final grades, and also pay attention to the subject requirement. The non-academic consideration, there's only one thing is required. That's the one personal statement. That's 2 A4 length of personal writing, of writing your personal story to let us know you more comprehensively. Usually you will require to answer some basic questions like who you are, why do you want to apply for Hong Kong U and this program, how this application link your past learning experiences, and how it can help your future plan. We don't have really some of the requirements like the UK or US university to make it really poetic or dramatic, but please make sure to make yourself sincere, show your true story, and show your real passion for the application. Otherwise, the professors or the faculties, they won't consider as really like, they will think the application can apply to all choices, and there's no sense of applying to specific choices. The other thing can be included but not restricted to your ECA, your reference letter by your principal, by your subject teacher, the community service, your special habits, special experiences, or some of the research experiences, whatever, etc. So everything you can think of not directly linked to your academic achievement can be submitted to us in supporting documents. And I think that's it. This is the summary. I pass back to Giselle.
Thank you, Teresa. Now, another important slide, but don't worry, we have this timeline on our admissions website, so you don't have to memorize it. Now, if you're planning to apply to Hong Kong U in this current cycle, please take note. Our non-JUPAS application system will open on 27th September, which is in 2 days. The deadlines for first round evaluation will be on November 27 at noon Hong Kong time. So please invite your school counselors to input your predicted and or actual grades and submit supporting documents by December 1st. After the first round, we will evaluate the applications on a rolling basis until August 22nd next year. You can apply for up to 3 program choices, and please prioritize wisely. Your 3 choices will be evaluated independently, so there is a possibility that you will receive multiple offers. If in that case, you will need to accept one offer and decline the others. And just adding up to what Teresa mentioned about personal statement, you only need to submit 1 personal statement for 3 choices, so you will need to think about the content. I would also like to share some updates about the new tuition fee. For this admission cycle, the new annual tuition fees for local students is 44,500 Hong Kong dollars. For non-local students, Hong Kong U will have 2 different sets of annual tuition fees, starting with the 2025-26 cohort. The first set applies to programs offered by the STEM faculties, which include dentistry, engineering, medicine, and science. The annual tuition fees will be 218,000, which include 20,000 STEM fee. For programs offered by the other 6 faculty that are architecture, arts, business and economics, education, law, and social sciences, the annual tuition fees will be 198,000 Hong Kong dollars. And again, you can refer to our admissions website for more detailed information. And of course, meanwhile, Hong Kong U offers a variety of entrance scholarships to finance students' studies. Around 110 million Hong Kong dollars of scholarships were given out in the past 2 years, and over 560 international students were funded for their studies for the past 3 years. Scholarships range from merit-based scholarships that focus on your academic performance to non-merit-based scholarship that will look at your profiles holistically. We have students awarded with scholarships that cover the full tuition, flight tickets, and allowance, etc. And we're also having a new scholarship on Technovation scholarship. You can refer to our admissions website for more details. With that, we are coming to an end of today's talk. Thank you very much for your time here with us. And if you want to know more about our admissions, specific program curriculums, you're welcome to join our information day on October 26th on Hong Kong U campus offline.